All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It's 7 a.m. Price of Bitcoin currently at 89.54. I wanted to do a quick analysis, focusing mostly on crypto today, and maybe just a little bit on the S&P 500 futures market. So first things first, I've told y'all that this is the one range that I've mapped out right here. And so far, it's actually held pretty true from way back here when we broke up towards 94.50 or so. And even over the last day or so, you can see it's held up pretty true, right? From this high to this low, you can see the low held again, high held again, deviation at the bottom. You can see mid-range holding right there, and then high of the range right there again holding. Okay, so for the most part, this is the one range that I am personally following. And yesterday, what I found interesting was if you look at this consolidation, look how this wick touched perfectly at the top of that, right? And then it bounced back inside the range, okay? So everyone who was shorting the break of this prematurely got trapped down here, and then price took off even further. All right, so this is why you need to understand what a true breakout or breakdown is, and know when to get into a trade on either of those versus understanding, when you could be faked out. Okay, this is the one thing I think we do very well in our community, which is explain to people how to be patient in a trade, how to wait for the confirmations of breakouts or breakdowns. So I think yesterday a lot of people, even on TradingView, were saying that this is a head and shoulders developing, but a lot of people don't understand. Aside from the head and shoulders, you need to first make sure that this neckline down here gets broken. Okay, it's not just important that you make a head and shoulders pattern. The volume must also match, which is that the left shoulder volume right here should be higher than the head volume, and the head makes a higher high, which it did, actually, if you take a look at it, right? So here's the, if we go on the 30 minutes, a little bit more visible, right? Here's the 30-minute volume right here for that left shoulder, higher volume, higher high with lower volume. Okay, this is why it's important to understand how head and shoulders are developed, why they're important in terms of understanding their volume, and why the break of the neckline is particularly important. Okay, beyond that, yesterday I did let my community know that we had a potential shorting opportunity, let me see, or I'm sorry, longing opportunity, right? So we were just breaching some of these lines right here. And I stated that around 87.27 or so, which is the breakout outside this 5-minute trend line. And let me show y'all right now where we were. I think it was maybe this one right here. So if I stretch this down, it was right there. Okay, so I stated that if we get a breakout out of here, you should expect movement to the top of the trend line, the next one, which is about $8,800 or so, and that's exactly what happened. So that would have been a quick, $60 to $70 move that you caught. Okay, obviously price exceeded well beyond that, but fact of the matter is, we provide a lot of trade setups like this, quick ins and outs. Sometimes we have longer intraday trades. Sometimes we have swing trades as well. Okay, so a particular trade that I'm paying attention to right now is I want to see this thing try to get its way up here, either double top or take out these highs to enter a short, or, okay, we might just get rejected very strongly right here. And if we start breaking down from this range, and then we start breaking down from here, that's your shorting opportunity. Stop right there. Then this is your opportunity to ride this short down to this level, or even further down to where we created the first triangle on the breakout, which is the high of this triangle, which is around $7,800, okay? So that'd be a pretty steep drop, but again, I'm not saying for certain that that's going to happen. It's just something to pay attention to, okay? I'm currently not in a trade, but I am paying attention very closely to what's happening in the market. The interesting thing about the market right now is that if you look at Bitcoin's price action, okay, we've moved up overnight, all right, in Bitcoin versus the S&P 500 E-mini futures have consistently moved down overnight, okay? This kind of divergence in price action we haven't seen in several weeks, I would say. For the most part, both of them have been moving together toe to toe. And this kind of makes me a little bit skeptical either of Bitcoin's movements or maybe the ES might actually push back up. Now, one of my theories is that, this might be a little bit more skeptical by some, But I sometimes think that over the last several weeks, I think either the ES has led the market or I think Bitcoin has actually led the ES. And I'll tell you guys exactly why I think even Bitcoin could lead the ES, okay? The reason because Bitcoin can lead the ES is because it is a high risk speculative asset, right? I've said that before many times. Basically what that means is that, when it comes to movement, all right, it's a very small cap asset. So for example, in the stock market, we pay attention to a couple different sectors, right? So for example, IWM, which is a small cap Russell 2000 index, okay? This is a small cap index with, smaller to medium sized businesses. This is an index that helps you understand what's happening in the small to medium sized businesses and their stocks, right? In terms of this particular ETF, okay? But if you start looking at, let's just say DJI, which is, obviously a larger index, right? It's a large cap index. This one has Microsoft and Apple and Amazon, basically the big heavyweights, right? But when you look at Bitcoin individually with the 180 billion or 200 billion, wherever it's at, market cap, it helps you understand that, okay, well, it's a smaller cap asset. So maybe it might give you a better understanding of how the asset itself is trading right now and how the ES could be following it later, okay? Because I've stated before that the algorithms so far for Bitcoin and ES have been pretty spot on in moving both assets together, okay? So if they're moving both assets together, for the most part, you get to understand that, all right, well, you just have to figure out, who's leading who in which particular moment, okay? So at this particular instance, it's very hard to understand, if Bitcoin is leading the ES, but I'm just saying that it's important to pay attention to the divergent movements of ES breaking down, as you can see, right? And then Bitcoin breaking up, okay? All right, let me go to the 4-hour chart real quick. So 4-hour candles look pretty good, right? I mean, we've consistently pushed up. We just closed a 4-hour as well, above the 4-hour high right there. All right, so pretty positive sign, and also on high volume. Okay, so nothing, too crazy about the 4-hour candle that tells us it's significantly bearish or anything. But on the 15-minute time frame, like I said, we're still, within this range. Okay, I guess we just closed the candle right above the range, so that's actually a positive sign. It's very possible that we do something like this and then try to push up from it. Okay, so do pay attention to that. All right. Let me see here. I've been paying attention to the footprint data right here. All right, the L2 data. And one thing that I've seen so far is I have not seen any significantly sized walls popping up for Bitcoin. Like usually you'll see, $10, $15 million walls. Haven't really seen those. I see pretty small ones, popping up here, bottom of the price or top of the price. So nothing special. You could see, there's a couple $3 million walls. You'll see a 9 million or 10 million flash, but sometimes those could be spoofs. That's like to scare people into buying or selling, or, it sometimes removes the other algorithms which are scanning the market to figure out how much liquidity is left to the top side or the bottom side, okay? But yeah, for the most part, nothing special in terms of support or resistance. It's usually pretty medial. And then beyond that, I also do understand that, there could be hidden orders. So that's something that I definitely pay attention to. And then on top of that, I make sure that I put my minimum volume count at $100,000 plus orders, because anything below that's kind of meaningless. Only the 100,000 plus orders are the ones that can actually move the market. So you could see there's a good amount of movement that we've seen over the last, 15, 20 minutes, right? So just something to pay attention to, okay? We did have the monthly close yesterday. So let's pay attention to that. So first of all, you can see the daily right here. I mean, pretty nasty close on that daily right there, as you can see. Actually, let me get rid of this. All right, pretty nasty close on that daily right there. And then on the current daily candle, it looks like we want to, excuse me, keep pressing up. All right. Remember, this was the key area that I told you all about, 92.25. That's the area to watch out for. So it's very possible that we kind of get towards that area again. okay? Now here's where the monthly looks interesting, okay? So the monthly, I know everyone's talked about, oh, well, you know, it was a very strong bullish engulfing monthly. It is a very strong bullish engulfing, but remember that for the last 3 years, bullish engulfings like this one and this one have not really meant a whole lot, because you can see after this bullish engulfing right here, we had 6 straight months of downside, okay? After this bullish engulfing right here, this one that you're seeing right now, we had 2 big months of negative 50 to negative 60% drop, okay? So, you know, I want you guys to understand that bullish engulfings don't mean anything if the follow-up candle does not want to start challenging the highs, okay? And so far it's doing a decent job, because it is it's the first day of the month, right? So it's a good sign. So we'll keep up with this analysis. We'll see, you know, how far BTC wants to keep pushing up, but I do remain cautious, okay? I'm not just gonna get aggressively bullish just because I see a monthly bullish engulfing, all right? But with that being said, like I said, you know, make sure you pay attention to, first of all, this trading range right here that I've outlined, even the 1 hour key high right there, and then the 4 hour key high right there, okay? So it's very possible that we, you know, keep on moving up, all right? Let me see here if there's anything else I need to talk about. Yes, we spoke about Bitcoin. All right, well, that's pretty much it. I'll be covering the altcoins and the other markets in the Advantage side, so make sure you guys come join. Until then, y'all take care, and good luck in your trades, all right? Cheers.